There might be another crisis brewing between the Academic Staff Union of Universities (ASU) and the federal government, as the union has faulted the government over half salary paid to its members for October 2022. The lecturers had accused the federal government of paying them half of 1 month's salary for the month of October. The federal government has since justified its action, explaining that the lecturers were paid on pro rata basis based on the number of days they worked in the stated month. Responding to the situation, Emmanuel Osodeke, ASU president, said its members are not casual workers and should not be treated as such. Osodeke described the action of the government as an aberration and a contravention of their rules of engagement. He maintained that paying academics on pro rata basis like casual workers is unprecedented in the history of university-oriented labor relations, and thereafter condemned the attempt, which he described as reducing Nigerian scholars to casual workers in its entirety. Back to the story of the Academic Staff Union of Universities (ASU) and the federal government, where the federal government paid lecturers on a pro rata basis in the month of October. To discuss this further, I'm now being joined on the news by legal practitioner Malaki Ugwumadu. Thank you so much for joining us on the news. Let me start by asking, how would you react to this situation? Because the federal government is insisting that the pro rata basis it followed is according to the law. Help us understand the position of the government and the law in this situation.
Well, I think my reaction is to clearly situate this whole forth and back within the context of a poorly managed industrial relation. The law is there, the sentiment is there, the morality is there, and above all, the sense of nationhood is clearly missing in all of this. It is good to hear about the definees of what the express provisions of the statutory law says, but it is also important to look at the soul of this nation that ought to be founded and situated in the health of education. Don't forget that all of these crises arose from a breach, if you like, abandonment of the collective bargain that was entered into in 2009. 2009 till now is, you can do the calculation. So my immediate reaction was that of palpitation, that of sadness. In short, it has become a very sad commentary in the annals of our history that so soon after the breakthrough or the truce, it is now yet another issue relating to the industrial relations in the universities. I mean, I don't know how this will. In any case, I think that both parties should watch it this time because, as it were, the students may be justified in reacting to any further industrial crisis in the institutions of higher learning. I am therefore of the view that the federal government, without necessarily orchestrating another line and a routine procedure of meetings and reconciliation, can take a very quick step to resolve this one. It is that, look, you have all along made it impossible for us to assess our salaries. We proceeded with the only weapon or option that we have, which is industrial strike, until we came to this point. If you are no longer interested in the peace and truce that we have managed to garner, then we will go back to the status quo anthem. And I'm not sure that will augur well for even the government. So I'm calling for maturity this time around. I think that parties, and when I say parties, I'm talking of federal government and the academic staff union, should look at the soul of this country more pointedly and come out of this situation in a way that makes it clear that they are both committed to saving the educational system in this country. But more on the part of the federal government. Want to raise, we have traveled this route so many times. You could take a futuristic position on this. But with respect to this prolonged 8-month crisis, it cannot be justified in the circumstances that we talk about.
Anyways, right? Legal practitioner Malaki Ugwumadu, thank you so much for joining us on the news and for your insights.